that's a bit pacey. I'm not sure whether he's left the thin cut to the left middle. If it is, it's very thin. Yes, it's a twitchy old one now, this, isn't it? It's not anything like what we saw at the start, proving that snooker's all played between the ears. Really tense at the end of that last frame. Carrington looks like he holds himself together under pressure, actually. And he'd be delighted the way this match has changed. I mean, a 5-0 loss and hardly potting a ball would have been horrible. Now, well, he's got a realistic chance of winning it.
Well, nothing wrong with that one, so he's in. This is where I think Bingham's natural positivity towards snooker, towards being a snooker player, may count for something. Because Stuart Carrington has fought back well. But Bingham, I guess, has to call on that experience. He's still in front, worth saying that. Just got a lot closer than he perhaps should have done. A couple of the misses were worrying, though, from Bingham. The blue, particularly, in that last frame, but nowhere near. Mr. Black off the spot as well earlier on, and that's why care needs to be taken once he does get himself in. This man feeling great after that blue to black.
Six. Bingham,
well, that was not very close after a promising couple of pots. Only a very small break in the end. Break of 6. I feel there's a lot of snooker to be played in this frame of the match, perhaps.
Well, Stuart Bingham just attending to his footwear. Out of shot, he's taking his shoe off, he's putting it back on again, tying up the laces. There we go.
Okay.
He's taking out part of the shoe, it would seem.
Well,
go on, Neil, what is that?
Well, I don't know, but these are desperate times, aren't they? Anything that might help is... maybe he feels with the insoles and he's too high, walking around the table. I don't know. But either way, he's anything that it can change the way this match is going, he's prepared to try it. He doesn't look very confident anymore. He seems to have lost all his rhythm. Becomes very stodgy, this match, isn't it?
Yes, all his breaks were pre-interval, since the interval ice break 41.
Yes, he left the red.
It's clear Carrington hadn't given it up at 4-0. He went on the practice table in the interval and didn't just sort of bash the balls about. He just waited for chances and he started to take them.
One. Four. Five.
Just playing a hold there. Well,
Eight.
this is not the perfect angle on this red, but it will certainly clear the decks for the black.
Nine.
Plenty still in to see this one through to a conclusion. And of course, everyone backstage waiting as well. The table fit is waiting to reconfigure the arena because we go down to one table tomorrow. Recover the table. All of that can't happen until this is over.
Stuart Carrington.
Overcut. And this is the way the game's gone now. I think the point you made, that I think the sooner they get this table recovered, the better. Standard seems to have dipped. Whether it's to do with that, I don't know. But it's not playing very easy at all, this table. And, of course, the new cloth things will slide in. It'll be more player-friendly than it is right now. But that's for tomorrow.
We saw it in Scotland, didn't we? There were major concerns about the table on quarter-finals day. Then semis and the final, it was beautiful. Beautiful, and the standard of snooker reflected that. It's one last effort needed, but we've been saying that for the best part of an hour for Bingham.
Five.
Again, the psychology comes into play. Had it been 1-all, 2-all, 3-all, and now he's 4-3 up, it's a completely different feeling to having led 4-0, knowing you should close it out. I mean, he was the only player in it at 4-0. He was playing superbly. Carrington had scored 3 points. But it's still down to Bingham
6.
to actually win the match.
Now, if he's straight on the bottom red, he could run it through onto the black. He's got the shot to punch up for the blue, if not, on the other red, and he can get through. And this is where his cue ball control, I think, will be the key. Got to be inch perfect behind everything. Keep the shot simple, get 40, and find a way of getting over the line.
Yeah. 21.
Having the cue ball clean to guard against any unpleasant contacts.
You know, I honestly think if he doesn't win the frame here and he leaves Carrington in, then I'm not sure he'll win the match, because, as you say, he's had so many chances in the last hour to put this match away. Probably none better than this, and he really has to take this.
28.
You'll need
29.
3 more reds. Or if you include the one that he just knocked in. 26-33 the difference. Yeah, he'll need something else that's not out in the open. Wow, he's played on this red now, and we've seen these jangle in the jaws and stay up. If this goes in, he gets on the black, I think he wins the match. This has to be very accurate. Not close.
Stuart Bingham.
Wow.
36.
I'll be honest, I thought he might try and play on that red as late as possible there. I thought he would play on the 2 reds in the middle of the table, because these are times of real desperation. And he never got anywhere near it. No matter how big the pockets are, that would not have gone in on any table. Well, it's an extraordinary match, and I think there might be a few more twists and turns yet. After that last shot, he is really under pressure.
Well, I'm not sure the Cresta run has as many twists and turns as this tournament has had, so it's fitting, I guess, that this wasn't straightforward. You heard the cheering for Carrington. He's got his supporters in, who were pretty glum at the interval, but are now starting to sense that he could do it.
Eight. Nine.
Nicely done. Well, he's within arm's length now with the red and another colour.
16.
Well, if he could have only played on the reds in the middle of the table before embarking on that one down the cushion, it might have changed his mindset on the red along the cushion had he got onto it later, given that he wouldn't have needed a colour with it. It's easy now. And the gamble he took, if it had paid off, they'd have already shook hands by now and the match would have been over.
22.
It's very much still on, though. Now, what does he do here? Decision time. The red down the cushion. As a right-hander, he'll never get a better chance to play it. But he decides to play this shot instead. This one is basically leaving him the very
23.
same shot with any luck on this red. Along the cushion rail, leaning it over. I don't think he's got much of an angle. It's probably just the wrong side.
Well, it didn't sound a very clean contact either.
No, but it's one of those, Dave. It might actually do him a favour because he hasn't got on the red now. We're never going to know until later in the frame, but if he'd got a
29.
shot at the red down the cushion and missed it, it might have cost him the match. Now he's probably forced to play a safety shot. So in a roundabout way, it might be a blessing in disguise.
Well, all the colours are on their spots, so this red is the key to the frame, possibly for the match for Bingham, who again had a chance to kill it off, but didn't do it.
Stuart Carrington, 29.
May be able to see some of this red. A slight swerve around the black. So it's the battle on the red to decide whether we go into a decider.
Played that well to chip the red onto the side cushion. Played it very well. And that's not a bad shot either. Played it very safe. Don't know that he can see a full ball contact of this. If so, there was a way he could have snookered him back. He may have had a little too much side on that. I don't know if he's actually done. Not the snooker. He may have just achieved it. Look at his face. A little mischievous look on his face if he's just got it. He almost left the red. As he's looking all around the place, at the commentary box everywhere. He may be able to see some of this, Fred, but it's not potable. Oh, that's a mistake. Anywhere but a full ball contact. And a half chance. I wouldn't go as far as to say any more right now, the way this is going, but... And of course, if he gets very close to this, he could leave it over the pocket. Oh, he hit it absolutely diabolically. I mean, it's so thick that the red was almost overtaking the cue ball.
Can you please stop calling out?
Someone just making extraordinary noises from the back.
It's a Carrington supporter, and he's been told basically to shut up by the referee. The green has gone awkward now, so that's another factor. Life's never simple, is it? And Stuart Bingham, he's learning that here.
And balls zipping around everywhere on the table.
Okay, thank you.
Goodness me, this is another lucky snooker. And the bolt colours now are quite awkward to pot where they're placed, all off their spots. So you don't now feel necessarily that it's a one visit from here frame. And the tension in both players' arms suggests that as well. And this has got to be pushed beyond the middle. And that is... Ooh. Well, I think if it cuts, it's very, very thin. A coat of paint, I think it's beyond the pocket. Pretty sure it is. I mean, if this... Can you imagine what the last frame would be like if it went there? Because this is tense enough. The last two frames have been very tense. At the moment, Stuart Bingham seems to be inventing new ways of getting snookers.
Yeah, you're right. I think the decider, if there was one, might have to carry a government health warning. Because the nerves, you can just feel it sat here. Crowd getting involved. Been a bit of shouting out here and there, but people getting excited. Well, he sort of holds his hand up, but take anything at this stage. It's a good shot. It really is.
Well, this was no invention. This was a great shot. It was very well played. Again, I look at where the green is, though, which is far from being in a potable position. And for the future of the frame, it's not going to necessarily, even if it makes a mistake here, result in the frame being won. What he's got to avoid doing is giving away too many penalties on this, because it's one of these that keeps going back until the frame is over. There's a room around the back of this. He could do with hitting this as soon as he could, just because it would be unfortunate if multiple penalties came in. Well, that's straight around the back, and that's the problem. There's enough room there for that to happen a few times. However, free ball.
4.
And
free ball.
I suspect, pretty sure that he'll have to play this. I mean, with the green, if he didn't get on it, he's got the possibility of the snooker behind the black on it, because a green down the cushion's playing on a table that's playing very tight isn't much fun either. So
Yellow ball.
Bingham playing the positive shot here.
One.
Well, whatever colour he takes with this, he will need the green.
7. Eight.
Yellow puts him 24 in front, so it would only be the green. You wouldn't need the brown.
14. $16.
Well, that's not where he didn't want to be there. It's nowhere near what he played. I'm sure he's got a shot he can just chip the green down the cushion a little bit, but he had a chance of laying a snooker on the green behind the black. Not now.
Stuart Bingham, 16.
Well, if he left a full ball contact, he could be snookered himself. No, you can see half of it. That's not too bad for Bingham. Disappointed, though, with the shot from yellow to green.
Well, what it all means is that Stuart Bingham needs the green, and it's snooker's required. Carrington needs the lot for 4 each.
Well, this is a risk because you can see the shot directly, but it could be a clever shot to get behind the black.
Thank you.
Oh dear, that's the worst scenario. He's left it on. He has left it on.
3 hours playing time. The green and snooker's required. And in it goes. 2 snookers needed.
3.
That was always a problem, easy in hindsight, but it did appear that if he didn't get the snooker, the speed he was playing that, the green was always going to go towards the middle bag. So it was a risky one when you think he had an actual clear shot of part of the green directly.
Stuart Bingham, 3.
It's 27 in it. If Carrington could at some point pot the brown, it'd be 1 5-point snooker to tie or 1 6-point snooker to win. So Bingham knows it's not necessarily over yet. But if he can knock the brown in, it surely will be.
See, now you feel that Stuart probably will pot the brown, I think. Then it's 1 snooker on the blue, or 1 to win on the pink. Well, he's got a snooker. I don't know if it's easy to hit. Tell you what, if he can hit this from behind, that's all well and good. But if he can't, it's not very nice. The other thing, to hit it from behind, he wants to use right-hand side. And it's not so easy when you're in the jaws of the pocket to get right-hand side on the ball. So this is... you'd expect him to hit it, but he's got to be careful. Well done.
Can't quite believe it's been basically 2 hours since the interval, and a lot of people thought at that stage, well, another 15 minutes will be over. Not so, and it's still not over yet, even though Bingham's in a very strong position. There you see the frame time, which is now superseded the previous frame as the longest of the match.
Well, the fact that he's got 5 points in hand means he could go for this. I mean, the in-off would only make a difference of 4 points. So he can afford to go for this, I think. But it would have been seemingly much too easy for that to go in, because he's still got to battle all the way to the line. As I say, if I were Carrington, if I got a chance to pot the brown, then I think I would pot it and put more pressure on that man by trying to get a snooker on the remaining colours. I don't think the blue is in a particularly snookering position anyway. It's not really helping him. He doesn't really have the right shot at the moment to pot the brown.
I do think whatever happens, Stuart Carrington can be very proud of the way he has battled, considering the first half of the match where he barely got a look in. He's having a look. The brown's close to the pocket.
This is where he might just pop the brown. I think I saw him have another glance at the scoreboard.
Four. Thank you.
So 1 5-point snooker to force a respot. I think if that happens, we'll be reaching for the smelling salts, because it's been quite a day already. It's been quite a week here. Been all sorts happening. Much of it unpredictable.
Stuart Carrington, 4.
Yeah, the strange thing is, Dave, about this, obviously this match is not over yet, but in amongst all the carnage of the week, there's every chance that he's going to be the world number 2 playing the world number 4 in the final. That's kind of how it might end up. We've got 2 other players in this still who deserve to be there, Scott Donaldson and Robert Milkins, but the upshot is it might just be 2 top players fighting it out on Sunday, which seemed unlikely when everyone was getting beaten. .38 minutes now, this frame. Well, at times like this, you look at all the possibles, and of course the enough to the right middle wasn't a million miles away there. The kind of shot you couldn't play, but you could get when you didn't want it to happen. So 1 5-point penalty, and Carrington can tie. And who's to say he won't get a snooker at some point? The pink and black are actually in good positions to getting snookers, but from here, on this particular visit, not really. That's a great effort, it really is. Cushions are squaring up a little bit though, and he looked for a bit of slide from the 3rd cushion in behind the pink. Wasn't happening for him.
Bingham is squaring himself up to take this blue on. Yeah, and it goes. Well, what a battle. It looked like a procession at 4-0. Stuart Carrington only scored 3 points before the interval, and Bingham was playing great stuff. He couldn't kill it off. And even though he's missed that, it's surely over now. There's the handshake. Stuart Carrington through